It was about 2:20 in the afternoon that the National Weather Service out of Salt Lake City, Utah, issued the first flash flood warning for this area. So we want to go ahead and bring in the senior meteorologist, Brian McInerney. Brian, you were working yesterday evening, so you worked that event. Thanks so much for taking a moment of your time out of your busy schedule to talk with us here at WeatherNation.
Sure, no problem.
So let's walk everyone through this event. Thunderstorms were developing, but two big cells kind of moved on over, one right around the 2 o'clock hour.
Yeah, we had the first one come from the southwest of Hildale in Arizona, moved across Hildale and the headwaters of the drainages that are up there. One is called Short Creek and produced about 1.5 inches in 30 minutes. And when you look at the probability of that occurring, there's a 1% chance of that amount of rain and that intensity in this area on any given day. So it was a very rare event. That moved through, that spawned the first part of the flash flood. We had our warning at 2:20. That went till 6:15, and then there was another cell that moved up and produced additional rainfall. And the combination of those two, and it was really predominantly the first cell when that moved through that spawned this flash flood. And it's in an area that's very small vegetation. It's very steep slopes, and there's impervious soils everywhere, bedrock. So your rainfall runoff relationship is almost instantaneous. As soon as the rain hits the ground, it doesn't infiltrate. It moves down, and we have about 5 first-order drainages that it went into, and it all converges down into one drainage and moving through the town of Hildale. And this area flash floods frequently, but not to this magnitude. And we had the flash flood going really through the evening hours, and then we had additional rainfall during the nighttime hours. It's still flowing as we speak, and we've also had some thunderstorms move through this morning. We still have a flash flood warning for this area until noon, and then our long-range model, or at least, for the daily amount of precipitation, the HER model, that indicates maybe at noon we're going to get more rainfall in this area. So it's something we're really keen to watch for. We also have additional flash flood warnings in southern Utah today for some other drainages too. So it's quite the active event, and unfortunately, those people were in the wrong place at the wrong time for this event.
Yeah, extremely important to heed all of the warnings given out by the National Weather Service, because you guys were on top of it, issuing those warnings as they were happening. Now let's talk a little bit more about maybe the long-range flooding, just general flood warnings, because there are multiple waterways coming together at this spot. What are you looking for after today?
Then I think what we need to do is take it day by day and see how much moisture is moving into the area, see what the air mass looks like. We had the absence of any kind of freezing up to about 6,500 feet. So we had essentially a tropical air mass that came off the Pacific, moved into this area, and put down that rain. Now, for the next 2 or 3 days, we're going to see if that moisture continues or if it's going to move out. And then it's really the time frame collapses. The genesis of these storms, maybe 20 minutes, a half an hour, and then these flash floods occur almost immediately. So it's really something that we watch scan by scan on the radar. And we have one person dedicated just to watch the radar in southern Utah for these flash flood events. And this is something we do on a daily basis, on a regular basis. But anytime you've had multiple fatalities like this, now we have additional issues. There are guys out right now doing search and rescue.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people in this drainage.
Right.
Hey, thank you so much. Again, that was Brian McInerney, senior hydrologist for the National Weather Service there. And again, Brian, thank you so much for taking your time.